Absolutely not. Listen, we saw last year how, the Buffalo Bills kind of altered their style by being more of a rushing attack. Josh Allen actually played more efficient, continue to lean on the weapons on offense and the defense coming back pretty healthy. The Buffalo Bills will be able to contend.
Bart, will Bo Nix be able to unseat Patrick Mahomes? The Broncos beat the Chiefs in the West.
No, not at all. I just don't think they're ready yet. I think defensively they'll keep the game close, but I think ultimately Patrick Mahomes will figure a way out. They were vulnerable last year because their tackles were vulnerable. They addressed that in the offseason. I think this is the year that Patrick Mahomes continues to be down.
Okay, and then Graz, can any of Cleveland's quarterbacks fully emerge and grab hold of the starting job?
Yes, but I don't think we're going to know which one until we get deep into August. Now, I think, we track the reps everybody was getting at practice throughout the OTAs and minicamp. But when we talk to people there, they just want to make sure everybody got what they need. And that, Kenny Pickett, we find out if he has the goods to be the starter. Joe Flacco, they back him off a little bit. He's 40. He may not need as much. The rookies, Shedeur, Sanders, and Dillon Gabriel, what do they need to learn to make the transition from the college game to the pro game? That's what the spring was about for the Browns quarterback. Now we get into training camp late July, early August. That's when the competition starts, and the way they stack those reps will tell you a lot more.
It's really unfair now with the new preseason games because you're not going to get the reps, you're not going to get the opportunity. So I wonder which one of these quarterbacks are going to get traded. When you think about Gabriel, you put him on the practice squad, somebody's going to come steal him from you. So is it Kenny Pickett that you're trying to move for assets in the future?
Yeah,
that's a big question. They're not going to carry four.
You're not going to have four, right? And it makes sense to keep one of the veterans, whichever one you want, Flacco or Pickett, and then the two rookies. Because to Bart's point, if you try and put either of the two rookies on your practice squad, someone will snap them up.
Maybe if you find Dillon Gabriel lights it up in a preseason game, now all of a sudden you feel like there's interest. Whoever you can get the most for is who you trade.
Let's get to what we're really trying to ask.
Sorry.
Is Shedeur Sanders going to get a chance to win this job? Do you believe he gets a legit shot to win this job?
Listen, I think first of all, the action's going to really start in training camp. Forget all the OTA stuff. You don't win a job in OTA. The real action starts in training camp. And just like Shedeur said, during minicamp, when it's time to take the reps, you got to make the most of it. Because I think early on, there's going to be a lot. Remember, Joe Flacco didn't hardly practice in OTAs and minicamps, but they were giving the young guys. Right. So when he gets his opportunity, he's going to have to make the most of it.
3 preseason games, only 2 of them count. So how can you evaluate? Because if one guy has a great game, then it's going to enable the other one.
Why are you holding your laptop standing over there? What happened?
Is that what they're all laughing at over there?
Take you by surprise?
Yeah, because I thought we were just going to commercial break. And I was over here ordering them. I was ordering my Baxter from Waste Management because I got to get some stuff picked up at the house.
Is the show interfering with what you're doing here otherwise? Thank you, Alan. Thank you. It just kind of threw me off. I was just looking at him. What is he holding there? Okay.
I was trying to get the honeydew list never stop, man.
That's what's going
I'm always on the clock.
Here. Dan Graziano, do you have
a dumpster last week? We hauled out a whole bunch of old stuff that was there today.
Spring cleaning, Coach.
I give you my guy. I recommend it.
Sports announcers, they're just like you. We're all doing the same nonsense. We're just not usually doing it while we're actually live on the air. Graziano, I will start with you. Is it now or never for Caleb Williams in Chicago?
No, he's got 2 more guaranteed years on his contract after this one. He was, as we just discussed, the #1 pick. Those guys get a long leash. I do think there are some interesting factors here. They built up a lot of good stuff around Caleb Williams, and then it comes out the stuff in Seth Wickerson's book about how he didn't want to go to Chicago. I wonder if things go badly, how much patience that fan base will have. Probably a lot because it's been so long. They've had a good quarterback, but he'll get some leads.
Yeah, I agree. The sport will dive into that. We will. But Bart, let's go to Jayden Daniels. Is he in the MVP race this season for sure?
I think he is. I think they surrounded him with all the talent that he wants. Being that dual threat, he's always able to get himself out of trouble no matter if that offensive line is good or not. I think not even a sneaky pick, I think he should be top 5 as far as MVP candidates.
And he is on ESPN Bet Sportsbook as far as the odds. And then getting away from the younger quarterbacks, what version of Dak Prescott do you expect to see this year?
Are we going to get the healthy version? That will tell everything because when Dak Prescott is healthy, he plays the full slate of games. guess what? He's the top 10 quarterback, and the Cowboys, they go to the playoffs. That's what you get with Dak Prescott. Get George Pickens coming over this year, who's in a contract year, go along with CeeDee Lamb. I expect a big year out of that.
That's why Dak is optimistic heading into the season. He has only one thing on his mind right now.
I want to win a championship. Be damned if it's just for my legacy or it's for this team, for my personal being, for my sanity. Yeah, the legacy will take care of itself. I have to stay with my feet up.
We're going to win. And when we win, our coaching staff is going to get rated, and people are going to come after our coaches, and we're going to win.
I love it. I love it from Brian Schottenheimer. Why not? You know, like, why back away from that stuff? Where we're just going to control, or doing Belichick. Like, everyone's got to have their own personality. If that's his personality, then I don't. When you're the Cowboys, it doesn't make any difference what you say. You're going to get all the attention, all the pressure, and all the praise and all the blame, regardless of depending upon which way the circumstance goes. So I like it. As far as Dak Prescott's legacy right now, he's a very rich man who's a very good player, but like Tony Romo before him, there's one big thing missing from the resume. Let's see if he can do it.
And that is the thing. We won't know. I mean, if he's fully healthy, to B-Wood's point, I think they have a good enough team that they can be in the playoffs this year. That's when it starts. That's when the evaluation of Dak Prescott moving forward starts, is once they get to the play. If they miss the playoffs, I think that's a flop. But if they get there, they have to start winning some games once they get there, right? His rookie season was about as close as they could. I mean, I know they've won first-round games, but, you know, that game against Aaron Rodgers and the Packers, but it feels like they haven't gotten much closer since then. So whatever it is about the Cowboys, that when they get to the playoffs, they fizzle out, they've got to figure out a way to get it.
The answer to the question on the screen there right now, how important is this for Dak and his legacy and all the rest of that? It's the biggest contract in the history of the league that adds some layer of attention to it as well. What do you think?
Yeah, he's played the game the right way with the contracts, but now he needs the postseason success. You think about the 90s and what those guys are. Those guys are able to walk around because they were able to win the championship. You know, and they've been riding off their coattail. I think Dak has to figure a way out to get it done, but his window is still open because he's a quarterback. The quarterback is playing so much longer. They're building it the right way through the offensive line. They're young. But I think this year's season doesn't really rest on Dak Prescott. I think it rests on Deron Bland and Trayvon Diggs. Because if they can come back, then they can maybe stop that leaky run defense, because you can put that extra guy into the box. And they're going to need that because they're still light when it comes to the defensive line.
But the attention will be on the quarterback, rightly or wrongly. The Cowboys have been about the quarterback. They're about the star. They've had great ones. Roger Staubach won championships. Troy Aikman won championships. That's why I mentioned Romo. Romo was a terrific player. Put huge numbers up, but didn't win the big one. And here's Dak, who does a lot of the same things, and so we'll see which of those categories he's going to fall into.
Dak's he's heard all the noise. Like, he understands it. Like, that's when you can just tell by his facial expression when he talks about legacy. He knows it starts after the regular season. He's done everything as far as regular season is concerned. It's when it comes to the Dallas Cowboys and you talk about quarterback play in particular, your legacy starts in the postseason. That's where Dak Prescott has come up short.
If you listen to the odds makers, they don't have them anywhere near the playoffs. They have them the fourth worst team in the NFC. I myself don't buy it. Let me put a bow on an incredible weekend in sports, take you through some of the things you may have missed.
Bye bye.
Hello, xin chào tất cả mọi người. Hôm nay mình sẽ hướng dẫn các bạn gấp một con bò màu cam như thế này nhá. Bây giờ các bạn vào làm của mình luôn nhé.
Rồi ok, để bắt đầu vào làm thì các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình những dụng cụ như sau. Ở đây mình có chuẩn bị một tờ giấy màu cam. Tiếp theo các bạn sẽ chuẩn bị cho mình một cây kéo, một cái bút chì, một cái thước này, cuối cùng là một cây súng